Hey, you know what it is? It is Wednesday, so that means Wednesday with Warren. Time to get over the hump with the pregame show network. The Hall of Famer Warren Sapp. What's going on, brother?
You already see it on my chest, baby. Do what you love. And if you love Wednesday with Warren, you'll join us here weekly so you get a little tidbit about what's going on with them Buffs.
Oh yeah, hey man, and then a whole bunch of other subjects too. Speaking of Wednesdays with Warren and the love, we had that women's camp last week, man, and one of the first ladies walked in, said, "I got to meet Warren Sapp because I love Wednesdays with Warren."
Hey, man, and you brought it right to me. We had a real good time with her. And, you know what? I had a real good time with all the ladies that night. Like DK say, I've never been in a room full of 5 stars. And so all on with 5-star recruits. And we had a real good time with them. And I took a picture with every last one of them. So I hope they put it on Facebook for me.
Yeah, man, stuff like that is so good for the community to get them to see behind the scenes how we operate and roll, and then they feel a part of it and feel like they're supporting, more than just people they see on TV. But you get that buy-in when you open the doors to the community.
Oh, listen, when you got the community behind you and supporting you, then you know folks are going to be lit, rocking, and ready for any quarterback to come in there and go down, and then the place just goes crazy. There's no better feeling in a football stadium when you can turn it up to where a quarterback come out that huddle, he like, I can't hear nothing. I can't hear nothing. Help, help. I don't know how to call the play. Help.
Because within the first 10 plays, he's going to be
The
somebody.
quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
Hey man, before we get into some Colorado football stuff, sometimes I get to sit around and listen to two Hall of Famers talk. And I'm sitting at lunch the other day, and I'm listening to Coach Warren Sapp and Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime talk, and the subject of championships came up. We finished up the NBA championships. Got a game 7 with the hockey. People are talking about championships, and one thing y'all were discussing that y'all know that you learned in your career that you didn't necessarily know early on is how hard it is to get back there.
Never thought that I'd have one opportunity and he only get two. I mean, we talk about it so vividly. It was like he went back to back too. So when
Yeah.
you go back to back, you really get spoiled and put you in a real different frame of mind. And he holds both those championships. And he'd have bet his life he was going back again. I would have too. I
Yeah.
would have too. I mean, that's just how precious championships are. That's why when people throw it around like, oh, he ain't got no championship, like it's not easy to get.
Yeah, but you hear that. You hear people throwing around lightly like it's easy to get. And then, like with these Celtics, you hear people talking about, oh, they finna do it like 5 more years in a row.
Oh, it's okay. LeBron started that with not one, not two, not. It's all good. It's all good. It's to get the fans hyped up behind you. Got you. You know they got that little cheering section with their followers and whatever, with the comments
Yeah.
and the likes and the hearts fly up on the side. You know how it goes. Come on, man. You got to give the people what they want, man. The people want to hear you're going back for another championship. But if
Yeah.
you're a realistic fan, you understand when you go from being the hunted to the hunted, it's a different mindset.
Yeah. I mean,
Drew
the Nuggets,
Holiday, Drew Holiday was the only champion on that roster, right?
yeah, he was.
Yeah, yeah. So no, when you get out there and all of a sudden the doormats of the league, the Washington Bullets or the Wizards or whatever the hell they call them, they
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
up because
Yeah.
they're
Everybody
measuring
wants you.
you. They're measuring themselves against the world champ, and if we can beat them, I mean, we done take a step closer to us getting the championship. It's just a
So
different mentality.
So that's external, coach. What happens internally with teams that can make it so difficult to go back?
Okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Before we won the Super Bowl in Tampa, I think it was me, Brooks, Lynch, maybe Keyshawn had a show, maybe 4 shows, radio shows. We won this championship. It went to 12.
Mm.
Five on offense, 6 on defense, and our kicker had a show. And they come to me, Sat, what about your kicker? I said, there's 3 things on my football team you don't bother. My head coach, my quarterback, and my kicker. Leave him alone. He over there talking Spanish to his people. Leave him alone.
So people
Beautiful.
people people get
Oh,
other opportunities, focus has changed, that kind of stuff.
you find different things now that attract your attention. You find different things now that take you away from your routine that made you a champion, that made you push it to the limits. Because next week, that's why the season is so precarious for so many teams because we'll get it fixed, and then all of a sudden you're at the end of the year and you haven't fixed it. And that's the biggest thing is the worst 3 words of football. I got it or we got it. We ain't got shit. Games to play. That's what we got.
Well, I hope the people pause that, hit rewind, because that was deep right there. You
They ain't gonna
laid
get it.
you
They ain't gonna
laid
get it.
you
They ain't gonna
laid
get it.
something
They
on
ain't
them
gonna
there,
get it.
man.
Sometimes they say I'm speaking fast, but I think they're listening slow. That's what it might be.
All right, well, I'll tell you what ain't slow, and that's the Colorado Buffaloes off season, man. We're in the final week of summer one strength and conditioning, and then we're gonna get a little break for July 4th week. What have you seen these 3.5, 4 weeks of strength and conditioning for summer one?
I've seen good things and I've seen bad things. And you know me, I'm just a bluntly honest person.
Yeah.
The other Friday they had me questioning whether I was getting through to them or I was really making an impact. Because I'm gonna ask you one question: what's the worst thing the defensive line can do?
If you mean situationally, not stop the run, not get to the quarterback.
Period. Jump off sides. How about that one?
Oh yeah. That's where it starts.
That's pre-snap.
Yeah.
Okay. The other day we was in ISI, individual skill instruction, and we were doing field goal PAT block. How long does it take to snap, hold, kick, Neely? Less than 1.5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Less than 1.5 seconds. There's not even a quarterback in there giving you a cake, blue 19. None of that. No hunt. None of that. It's
Yeah.
that, and then the ball comes.
Yeah.
That, and then the ball comes. My D line jumped off sides. You know how many times I've jumped off sides in 13 years in the National Football League, don't you?
I don't know how many.
Twice.
Two.
And one of them was on purpose because the guard had did something nasty to me. And I just rolled him. Then Brooks looked at me, Sam. I said, I owe you, but don't worry. The next play, I got you. I called from the quarterback. The next play, we got the ball back. I said, don't even worry about it. I don't even want to take you through what he just did to me because you know if I jumped off sides, it was something
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
He's
I
like, all
gotta
right, I
get.
got you. So I go out, and it's Friday. I don't want the boys to steal my joy on Friday, because we finna have a weekend. You know what I'm saying? Weekend's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. And on Victory Monday, when you come out the weekend, is how you start that thing off. Cause we made it through the weekend.
Yeah.
Back to work.
Absolutely.
Back to work. Back to work. So this is Perfect Friday. But that's what I call it during the season is Perfect Friday. Because that's when you dust off everything. Cause we finna go show this to the people on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
This thing got to be polished up and ready to go. There's a
Absolutely.
car show. There's a car show tomorrow, and I got a 64 lat. It's going down, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna clean this up. So they jump off sides. So I go in the middle of them. I said, "Listen, man." And some say, just because you know me, I got some very choice words of a sailor, a marine, Air Force, all of them together. Just a drunken one too. So I go
Stir it
this
all
route.
up.
Picking up the kitchen. So I hit him with this one. I say, "How about risk versus reward?"
Mm-hmm.
This play is going to take less than a second and a half. They're going to move the ball 5 yards. If it's 4th and 2, I'm going for it now because I'm coming back and hard counting the hell out you because I know you're undisciplined. If it's
Yeah.
just set and you can't sit there, are you kidding me? So I negotiated that, and the guy that jumped outside looked me dead in the face and said, "Coach, it'll never happen again." And I felt a little better about it after I walked away. I said, "You know what? All right. Maybe nobody's ever told him the risk versus reward. Because if they're kicking field goals and Shador and company scoring touchdowns, we up 7-3. If it
Absolutely.
happens again, now we up 14-6. If it happens one more time, now we up 21-9. I got a
Yeah.
12-point lead and we're in the fourth quarter. Now we in the game that we want to play where we can rush the passer. So I'm trying to give them the big picture. Because I'm doing it that way. Because yelling and screaming and cursing don't always work. So I
No.
did the risk versus reward. Walked out of there, felt pretty good. Coach, it ain't gonna happen no more. So I'm standing down the line just looking. So the second group comes in. You already know where I'm going, don't you? It jumped off sides too. But these SOBs was flinching in the beginning. So I'm about to go yell, you can't do that because the ref might throw the flag and say, we're trying to simulate the snap and make
Yeah.
them jump.
Yeah.
You know how to do this. They call shit on defense now. That never happened. I don't know the snap count. I just got a little silly. I flinched. But that could be a penalty now. So I walked back in there. I'm like, what are y'all flinching for? Can you just hear me discuss the risk versus rewards with the ones? And now I'm back out here in 2 snap. Y'all out here flinching. Who, who said her? Where's the cadence? They're not even kicking the ball. Where you going?
Yeah.
So I got a little heated.
Yeah.
I got real heated. I said a couple choice words to him, and then I walked off without even saying nothing. I just turned around and looked. The threes were in, and you wouldn't guess what they did.
They didn't jump off sides.
She is a pig's pussy poke. You better stop. You better stop, boy. Jumped outside. I almost combusted. I almost just went into a combustible rage. And then I caught him in the weight room, stretching with RT. And I
Yeah.
just walked, I just went to walking in between them. I said, please, gentlemen, if you don't want me here, do what you did today. Because you got me really questioning whether I'm even, getting through to you, whether the message is actually hitting the bell and it's chiming through your body. I boy, they had me questioning whether I was gonna be here. But then I called a couple of boys I knew that was coaching. They was like, yeah, it's gonna be days like that.
Yeah. That's
So
part
then I
is
thought about it. Hey, I thought about it as a dad. There's some days there's gonna be days like that. But
yeah.
I'm gonna love on them, a little bit this week, and then I'm gonna knock them across their head and love on them some more, and knock them back across their head and love on them some more. Cause that's the only way I know about doing it.
Yeah, it takes that balance, coach, because it's certainly a process. And you
Woo.
always talk about stacking days and getting a little bit better and not regressing. And you have those
Yeah,
moments,
we
particularly
poured no concrete. We poured
yeah.
no concrete. We poured no concrete Friday. We
Mm,
pulled none. We pulled none Friday. Because I don't think nobody heard the message. We didn't get anything, and all three of my units jumped outside. Mm-mm.
yeah.
Almost drove me to drink, dog. Almost
Which
drove me to
which
drink.
means the other two units ain't paying attention and getting their mental reps when that first unit is out there because they should have learned from Big Brother mistake.
ISI. Wait for the ball to snap, take one step. No one can say a word. This is walk through. I can't ask you to take off. I mean, I wouldn't. That's
Yeah.
why it's ISI, which is equivalent to the same thing, but it's ISI now because we do walkthroughs in the season. So ISI just drove me crazy. I'm like, are you kidding me? And then when I spoke to one of the other guys, because they came up to me like, oh, gee, coach, you look hot right now. And, I turned to him like, what you, like, you didn't see this? And he's like, no, I was with the special teams, but he jumped outside in ISI. I said, exactly. I didn't get to that part. Oh, almost
That
just
man, that
exploded.
we've talked about earlier the difficulty of getting back to championships. The difficulty of winning a game comes down to simple things like understanding risk reward. If it's less than 5 yards, you can't give them a 5 yard penalty. If it's less than 15 yards, you can't give them a 15-yard penalty. Like you got to
I
know
don't
the
give,
situation.
I don't care what the situation is. We're not giving away any. You don't give away the church's money. You don't give away the church's flowers. You don't give away the church's nothing. You make sure it's locked, stop right there in your church.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm going to talk to him. This is about the church. Let the church say amen, gentlemen.
But dog, 13 years and only twice jumped offside and one was intentional.
Yeah. What was intentional?
That was locked in, man.
You would know whenever you think about it, that's about one of the things consistent, locked in, and then the other words that, you don't want to use too often with kids around, but it is what it is. I just,
I think it's another thing too, coach. Whether it was in you and not in them yet, whichever way you want to cut
hold
it.
on. I'm
At
going to get
some
this for you.
point, at some point you have to trust your ability that you can get there. I don't have to be early. I can be on time and still get there.
A ball is your trigger, and they will call you stupid, dumb, everything under the book. Because when they hut you, that's all they saying. Dummy, dummy. Every time you hear hut in the game, they're yelling,
Like that.
dummy,
I like that.
dummy, dummy.
And if
Because
you answer the call, that makes you a
you
dummy.
are labeled. You are labeled. You are now labeled. So every game you go in for the next 2, 3 years, every crucial situation, guarantee you they're gonna have to count you. Because you are prone to giving up 5 yards.
Yeah. I like that. They don't hear hut, hear dummy.
Dummy. Hey dummy. Hey dummy.
I
Hey
like
man,
that one,
it's a
coach.
cruel game. It's a cruel game, but it's a very humbling game. Because I promise you, you jump offside, I'm gonna call you. I just like I asked him, are we that stupid?
Yeah.
Because my players reflect what I put into them. So I'm not leaving myself out of this. I'm in with you. I'm
Now
in with you
that's
because Prime ain't
that's a
gonna look
great way
at
to
me.
look at it.
Prime ain't gonna look at you first. He gonna look at me first.
Yeah.
He knows. He knows. Like, is that what you teaching? And you know better.
Well,
They know better.
it's two things. You either coaching it or allowing it.
Boy, tell her, say it again. Say it again.
Two things. You either coaching it or you allowing it.
Either or is dead ass wrong. You cannot be doing that. Dead wrong. Yes, sir.
Well, Coach, we get this little 4th of July break. Now, we're going to still be here for Wednesdays with Warren during that week. What are you looking
Don't
for
worry.
summer?
Don't worry. Your 4th of July will be filled with a little
Yeah,
love and joy
yeah, don't
from
worry
me,
about
League
that.
Sam.
We
Don't worry
still
about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We're gonna take good care of you. Don't worry about that. So what you got, sir?
what are you looking for in summer 2 from your guys?
Oh,
Because
this is
then
a
we're getting
revenue.
close to the August camp now.
Oh no. When you talk about July,
Yeah.
we talking about the bottom of July, and then we about to hit August, right?
Yep.
The engine is running. We are lubing it up. We shining it up. We making sure all the pistons and the spark plugs are brand new, ready to go. Oh boy, when we hit that thing on August the 29th, them live bullets, those hurt the worst. Those hurt the most. So I'm gonna load them up for band. I'm gonna open the gate like we do for Ralphie and see the boys come on out of there. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
open up for her, so we watch the boys come on out. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna open up for Ralphie, let her do her thing, and then it's time for us to do our thing. We're gonna romp, baby. If I got anything to do with it, we're gonna romp. We're gonna romp, we're gonna stomp.
I believe in you. They ain't just handing out gold jackets. I love the energy you bring. I love the way you teach the players. You teach them with different levels of energy according to how they learn. I'm loving what I'm seeing from you, Coach.
Listen, man, I'm trying to pour it all into it, but I can't pour it all in a 5-gallon bucket. Sometimes you gotta give them a little sip. Sometimes you gotta give them a little sips, baby. So I give it accordingly how you digest it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them thinking. That's the one thing I never want my defensive line is thinking. I want us off the ball and reading, reacting. We'll figure out what you're doing with the pressure. We fight pressure. You ain't gonna push me somewhere I gotta go, or somewhere you don't want me to go. That's the key to the game. They don't lie.
Man, you're getting it from the Hall of Famer direct, Coach Warren Sapp. Another episode of Wednesdays with Warren is in the book. We ain't going nowhere. We're coming back every week, every Wednesday. You're going to check us out. It's the Hall of
Listen,
Famer
hey,
Warren Sapp. It's Uncle Neely.
we call it appointment TV. Come see us.